Wagwan everyone, I hope you're doing well and welcome back to another video up on this channel. As you can tell, the energy, the roar is back, the Premier League is back and I'm excited for it and I'm happy to be bringing this video here. As you can see, the Arsenal top sign. This is an Arsenal video, you knew that anyway by looking at the thumbnail and the title. Guys, I'm so happy. It starts tomorrow. The Premier League's back tomorrow. I can't wait. From now, I'm recording this just gone past 7:15. So in 24 hours time, we'll know the starting lineup for this game. Before I carry on with this video, I have created a fantasy Premier League. Yes. Sorry, I nearly got that messed up with the two leagues there. But I've created an FPL league for us to join in. It's Tariq Talks. I will leave the code in the description below. Please, guys, join the league. Whenever you're watching this, you can join the league and your points will transfer over. Make sure you get them teams created. Hopefully you got them created so we can have a good head-to-head battle. Whenever you do join, it doesn't matter. The points will transfer over. So you can get involved, have a little bit of fun. As you can see, this is an Arsenal video, Arsenal specific to the fixture that we've got. I will be releasing a Premier League overall one, so for the rest of the fixtures for the weekend. So this will come every week, the preview and the review. The reviews will come at the end of the Premier League match week. So the days to be looking for the review is on a Monday and a Tuesday. But for the preview, it is going to be on a Thursday or a Friday. This one here is being released on a Thursday because Arsenal playing on the Friday. Usually, there's not many Friday night games. So expect to see these type of videos come out on a Friday usually. I will be releasing an Arsenal preview and a Premier League overall one. Guys, it's always interesting to hear your opinions. Please leave a comment, like, share and subscribe. And last time these two faced, Arsenal won 3-1 in 2018 and that was in the League Cup. And that was at the Emirates, if I can remember. Can't remember the goal scorers. But yeah, because it's League Cup, it was early rounds. But that's the last time that Arsenal and Brentford have faced each other. This is Brentford's first ever Premier League game. So, you know, not the perfect time to be facing Brentford with the fans roaring, the fans back as well. At the Brentford's new stadium. This is going to be their first league game in the new stadium for the fans. Here's something interesting for you. The last time this was a league fixture, it was on the 26th of May, 1947. Wow. In Arsenal, there's a lot of things that I want to see in this game, and I'll break them through now. One, I want to see Sambi Lokonga start. He has to start ahead of El Nene for me. He needs to partner Xhaka in that midfield. For me, Lokonga's passing range is much greater than El Nene's. He can pick up the ball from deeper. He likes to always play forward as well. That's a big thing with Lokonga. Whereas Mohamed El Nene, he's not. Don't get me wrong. I don't think he's an awful player, but he's an average player. He's a job. Like he'll come in for a game or so. But for this first Premier League game, given the team that we're facing. With Brentford, by the way, they are very aggressive in the press. You're going to look forward to watching them this season. Those of you who don't have much knowledge on Brentford, they are going to be an attractive team to watch with the way they press, with the attacking football they play. They are a progressive team and the types of teams that I want in the Premier League as a football purist, in a football hipster, some people might say. So yeah. With Lokonga and that passing range that he provides, we'll be able to beat the press a lot more and there'll be spacing behind for the likes of Pepe and Aubameyang or whoever starts up front, whoever Arteta picks. With Sambi Lokonga as well, I feel a lot more comfortable when he's on the ball in a deeper area because he does have that ability to drive forward. He's change of directions much quicker, two-footed. He can just progress the ball from his dribbling alone with Lokonga. So he does have a lot of potential and this is why I am very excited to see Lokonga start, in my opinion, and he does need to start over Mohamed El Nene for those few reasons alone. Also with Lokonga, I do think he is better defensively than Mohamed El Nene, with his tackles and interception numbers being greater. Yes, it was in a worse league last season in Anderlecht, but just from watching him in pre-season, because a lot of this is to do with the eye test, because for somebody with such a young age, with no Premier League experience, I do think he'll take to the league like a duck to water. I've been speaking to a few football fans in general that know of Lokonga. They're saying to wait for him to settle down a bit. But with me, And with the current situation that Arsenal are in with Thomas Partey's injury, this is the time for Lokonga to start and really make an impression on the Arsenal fans, on Mikel Arteta, and on this team and with his teammates as well, because that's most important. And I feel like he'll provide a good balance with Xhaka, whereas Xhaka and El Nene don't provide a lot of mobility. And with this pressing style of Brentford, they do have a lot of engine. They do have players who are willing to press, who are more willing to press, who are more mobile than these. And they literally, and because I don't think Mohamed El Nene and Granit Xhaka's technical ability is far and beyond Brentford's, they could definitely overpower us, overrun us in the midfield. So it's going to be interesting to see there. Aubameyang must start up front for me. He provides absolutely nothing on the left for Arsenal with this current system, by the way. When he was playing on the left for Unai Emery, he was more of an inside forward, someone who starts on the left but most of the time drifts inside, drifts into the middle and just becomes a striker. Something similar to what you see with Sadio Mane at a Liverpool, for example. He's not really a winger because Andy Robertson's there providing the width. However, in this current system and last season, we saw Aubameyang a lot wider, picking up the ball on the touchline, getting chalk on his boots. Whereas Aubameyang's strengths in his game is not his dribbling. He's not very good on a 1v1. He's not technically gifted, so he can use skill to go past the player. For me, he has to play up front. And in my opinion, I do think Lacazette is a better all-round player and he's more suited for the Premier League. Aubameyang isn't good at holding the ball up against a defender. He's not very good at dropping deep and linking play. That's not his game. Aubameyang is literally a goal scorer and at best on the shoulder. That's what he likes to play with, through balls being played to him. In the box, crosses coming in, his movement is his best aspect to his game. FIFA players, you might think, oh yeah, it's his speed, he's so rapid. No, with Aubameyang, his movement is what creates most of his chances, and where we see most of his goals comes from Aubameyang's clever, intelligent movement. He's elite at that. He's one of the best in the world, but his overall game itself, it does lack quite a lot. And I don't feel that Arsenal are a better team, generally speaking, with Aubameyang up front. At the end of the day, though, what wins games? Goals win games. And with Aubameyang being the captain and the highest paid player, yes, these politics do come into football. It's not a bad thing for me because he's Arsenal's biggest goal threat. Because of that movement, he's not the best finisher. And I've actually got some statistics for you right here. Lacazette versus Aubameyang's conversion rate. I'll give you Aubameyang's first. Aubameyang's conversion rate is 22.73%. It's not bad if you look at most strikers in the Premier League. But Lacazette's 32.5%. So that's a 10% increase from Lacazette. Lacazette's hold-up play is much greater than Aubameyang's and our best striker in terms of hold-up play. His link-up play, the way he links between other players, how he connects with the midfielders and wingers, the way he can drop in, he can drop deeper and play the balls through to these wingers. But that takes him out of the most key areas where you want your striker to be, in the box, in and around the box, scoring chances. And Lacazette, because of the issues that we currently have at Arsenal, we don't have an attacking midfielder, so he has to play two roles basically for Arsenal, in my opinion. I do really like Lacazette, and I do think he's a quality footballer. And whenever I argue with fans, I think Lacazette is one of the most underrated strikers in the league. He suffers because of the system that Arsenal play and because of how much we need a creative midfielder. And Lacazette's game falls victim there for me. So I would start Aubameyang up top, Lacazette off the bench. I don't think but Lacazette as a bench striker, he's probably the best backup striker in the league, or one of the best backup strikers in the league. Also, a big key point and key area for Arsenal is right back. We do have 3 right backs at the club in Chambers, Cedric and Bellerin. For me, in this game, given this particular fixture, I will start Callum Chambers. He provides a much greater aerial threat given the height and the physicality that Brentford do possess, with the likes of Ivan Toney, Pontus Jansson and Ethan Pinnock at the back. I do think that we do need Callum Chambers there, as currently with Gabriel's injury, we only have Ben White looking to start. We don't have much of an aerial threat defensively speaking. Set pieces going forward, I'm not too bothered about that because can't imagine Arsenal will score plenty of goals from set pieces given the squad that we do have. But Callum Chambers is needed for that, in my opinion. Bellerin plays more of an inverted right back when he plays for Arsenal, whereas Callum Chambers will provide that width with when Nicola Pepe starts. Also, his crossing ability is on par with Cedric's, in my opinion. Arteta did say that Cedric is the best crosser at the club in the fullback position, but from what I'm seeing from Callum Chambers so far, he's impressed me, and I do think he does have good crossing ability and will provide good amount of crosses for the likes of Aubameyang up top. Now, talking about Brentford's biggest threats, the obvious one, Ivan Toney, the striker for Brentford. He scored 33 goals and grabbed 10 assists in all competitions last season. The 33 goals is what jumps out in the Championship. Is he going to be able to make that step up into the Premier League? I think he's got a lot to prove, but his overall game is quite underrated. I don't think he's the most technically gifted striker that we'll see in the Premier League, but goals keeps you up at this level. Charlie Austin scored quite a few goals for QPR, if I remember. So, and he's still got a lot of room to develop as well, Ivan Toney. He's only 25, and yes, he's had a long career so far. He started at Northampton, went to Newcastle, had plenty of loan spells there. I can't even list the names of clubs and the number of clubs that he's been to because it was quite a lot. Really settled at Brentford after he signed for Peterborough. Smashed it last season. 33 goals is brilliant in any league. And even if he just brings half of those goals, or Brentford are laughing, and they will probably stay up given the amount of goals he will score, as long as other players chip in. Another threat for Brentford, who is quite an obvious one, is Brian Mbeumo. Exciting player. It's exciting to see these types of players come into the league. He's a very direct winger with a lot of skill. He's got quick acceleration. Mbeumo is a diminutive winger as well, so you can imagine that low centre of gravity is going to cause a lot of problems for these Premier League fullbacks. He's got that quick burst of acceleration, direct, as I said before, and he's a left-footed winger who plays on the right. He's very much left-footed, by the way, so when you'll see that, he won't be taking his player on the outside that often. If he does, and he does improve that in his game, because he's still young, he's a French under-21 international, then he'll be a top-class player and for us to watch and see in the Premier League. Let's hopefully he replicates that form and becomes like his other teammates were previously, with the likes of Watkins and Benrahma, who do show to make that step up in the Premier League. More Watkins and Benrahma from what we've seen anyway. So with Mbeumo, I think he's going to cause Arsenal problems. I think that Tierney should be able to deal with him in this fixture. But overall in the Premier League, keep your eye out for Mbeumo. He's going to be an interesting player to watch. With Mbeumo, he scored 8 goals and had 13 assists in all competitions as well. 13 assists, which is the big one for Mbeumo. That's what he's in the team to do, to provide those chances, the likes of Ivan Toney, and he's also got a few goals to his game as well with those 8 goals. So it's interesting to see if he can increase that goal tally as he develops as a player. For my starting 11, I have gone for, in goal, Leno. We have no backup goalkeeper, so that's simple, and we do really need to sort that out in this transfer window. It's a big priority for Arsenal. Right back, as I said, for the reasons. Chambers. At centre-back, I've gone with White and Mari. The reason why I've gone for Mari next to White is I do think we need that physical presence as well, and that balance he provides being a left-footed centre-back. I think also, I do think he's more comfortable and he's a better reader of the game than Rob Holding, even though he does lack speed and athleticism, which is a worry from my point of view for this Arsenal defence. Coming up against Brentford in this fit. Left back, it goes without saying, it's Kieran Tierney. If Kieran Tierney stays fit this season, I can see him having something similar and close to a Luke Shaw type of season. And if he can produce those type of numbers and those levels of performances for Arsenal, which we have seen in the Arsenal shirt, on a consistent basis, by the way, then the ceiling is the limit. The sky is the limit for Kieran Tierney. Midfield, Lokonga and Xhaka. Pepe on the right wing. Emile Smith-Rowe behind the striker as that number 10. Saka on the left and Aubameyang up top. Two things I want to mention. I do believe that Emile Smith-Rowe is actually better out wide than he is in the number 10. From what I've seen from his game, and his best performances have come out wide. If you guys remember that Spurs game, I think I may have mentioned this in a previous video. In that Spurs game, where it was his best performance, and it was causing problems, drifting inside, being able to play that fluid football and come into the 10 sometimes and come inside when the ball is on the right and provide that extra man in midfield and that extra attacker link-up play with the striker, with Lacazette who played in that game. I do think Emile Smith-Rowe is also good going back, tracking his fullback defensively. His game is similar to a Jack Grealish's type, whereas everybody talks of Jack Grealish being a number 10, but his best performances have actually come as an inverted winger because that is what he is. For Saka, I know he hasn't had many games in pre-season. He came on against Tottenham where he received that round of applause from Tottenham fans, which I was shocked, but very happy to see as a black Arsenal fan as well. Fair play to you for doing that. With Bukayo Saka, I think it's more of a necessity for him to play. He may not play the whole 90, which I wouldn't mind seeing the likes of Emile Smith-Rowe go out wide, and then if we're winning the game, we could bring on an El Neni and make a 3 in midfield, like a solid bank of 3, depending on the result and what the scoreline is. I won't give Saka the 90, but we do need to start him in my opinion. Aubameyang up top, as I've already explained in the video. I hope you've enjoyed this video, guys. Please leave a like, leave a comment what you think the scoreline is going to be for the first Premier League game of the season. It's time to pick up the energy. Come on, Arsenal. We can do this. Got to support the boys. I'm not too optimistic, as you may have seen from my Arsenal prediction video for this season, but I've always got to be supporting the boys in red and white. If you have enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like, comment what you think the score is going to be for this first Premier League game of the season. Subscribe if you enjoyed this video and enjoy the other content as well. And share. Don't forget, guys, share this video and share the content, share the particular videos that you like to friends and family. And thank you for watching, and I will see you again tomorrow for the Premier League preview.